My name is Christine. I am a graffiti writer and stencil printmaker from Baltimore, Maryland.
And is your work being worked on the street? Is that a choice done because as a reflection or as an interaction with this development, or?
Yeah, I mean, but it also comes from me being a graffiti writer.
Okay.
You know, it felt natural for me to put things on the street.
Would making a transition to a more traditional, let's say, gallery world, do you think that would take away from the meaning of what you're trying to do, what you're trying to say?
I don't think it necessarily takes away any meaning. It's a different application. You know, you don't go into it with the same sort of. It's a different type of energy working in the gallery than it is working on the street. Working on the street is better because more people get to see it. There are certainly certain groups of people that would not ever go into the gallery because they don't feel comfortable in the gallery. But when you put your work on the street, everyone gets to see it. There's no right now that I know of. There's not one great movement in New York City that you have like a Dadaist group who is putting stuff on the street, you know, or you have an abstract expressionist group who's putting up on the street. It's pretty much every man or woman for themselves. You know, people are going out and putting things up.
How do you see you're saying that there's not a movement necessarily with like one specific name as an expressionist or Dada, to use your examples. But for lack of finding a better term, how do you see the movement developing?
As street art?
Street and urban,
how do I see it developing? I haven't really given it any thought as to how it's developing or where it's going or anything like that.
How about where it is with respect to where it's come from?
Well, it seemed like it was a very alternative and underground thing at one point, and then it kind of became popular within the gallery world, and then it seemed like that crashed, and I haven't really noticed much new work on the streets. It seems like there are certain artists who became established from that gallery scene, and then others haven't. But it seems like a lot of the people who have become established, well, I can't even say that because I don't even keep up with it. But some people have gone on and stayed with the gallery thing as well as put stuff on the street, and then other people have just stayed with the gallery. But I don't even really keep up with it. Like, I don't follow the blogs. I don't look at the.
So you don't really have much of an opinion on it.
I can't really give you like an educated opinion on it because or a fair opinion really.
Alright. There's not really a specific development like taking. I don't know that you could describe. And would you say that kind of your how is your work developing? It's more developed within a personal context than within the context of the greater artistic kind of environment, if you're removed from that.
Yeah, I do feel removed from the greater whole of things. And I think my work is developing in a sense that I'm just trying to put more feeling and more detail in what I'm doing than I was before. I'm trying to look at it in a different way and take into account historically other art movements that have come before me. You know, like the action painters, or you know, the social realists of the WPA era, their work. That's how I feel like my work is progressing right now. Taking into account things that I kind of closed the door on in the past.
Taking into account, sorry?
Things that I've closed the door on in the past, other art movements.
Huh. Would you consider yourself hopeful or optimistic?
At times, hopeful. At times, not all the time, but at times.
Would you say that your work is a reflection of said optimism, or is it is it more of
I think my work is a reflection of the struggle that takes place between hope and despair, because it's very easy to get wrapped up. It's very easy to get wrapped up in either one of those, and not find a balance. So the one thing I learned growing up in Baltimore was there's hope and there's despair, and there's a struggle to stay out of both of those completely, so you don't lead yourself to believe something that's not true.
Well said. Okay.